Hello, good morning, you guys, and welcome to Real Talk with Tamara. As you guys come into the room, please do hit the like button. Also, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. I hope that you guys are doing okay. I know that I am. I always express the importance of hitting the like button because the like button helps to keep the video in the algorithm, okay? So make sure you guys like, share, subscribe, comment, all of those great things, okay? I'm up early. I didn't get a chance to do a video yesterday. So it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna try to do a couple videos, okay? This video I was intending to do yesterday, okay? This video I was intending to do on yesterday when I saw this, okay? And so I just, I thought about that movie, What's Eating Gilbert's Grape, okay? And so when I saw that Black Youngster had posted, that's the first thing that came to my mind. So I had to change it a little bit because he barely posts, okay? What's eating Black Youngster? Okay, I can't say Grape because the guy's name was Gilbert Grape. What's eating uh, Black Youngster? Okay, he posted a subliminal for 2025 2 months later. Okay, because normally when people post their agendas or whatever or their resolutions or what's going on for 20, they normally do it in January. Okay, they normally do it in January. He did it 2 months later. Okay. He's barely on social media anymore. So my guess would be that um, since he's a rapper, these rappers use social media, they get paid, number one. They use their social medias as promotion uh, to stay into contact with their fans, which is something he used to do. But he don't do it no more. He has not really done that since 2025. Okay. But he posted a reminder, okay, for 2025. He says, "Me don't F with nobody. I'm thugging dolo." Okay. So he's saying that he's thugging solo. Okay. Um, now I don't know what happened. I don't know what had happened, Dick. Because remember when they went over there to Castelia, he had a whole bunch of folks with him. Okay. He had all them dudes with him over there clowning and acting a damn fool. All right. They was over there and they don't even know why they was over there. He don't know why he was over there either, because Dolph didn't have no issues with Black Youngster, had not done anything to him, and Black Youngster didn't have no issues with Dolph. So for somebody to be over there in Castelia acting like that, okay, where you at, Dolph? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Okay, then gonna say thank you, Lord Jesus. When the police was coming, you could tell, that he was really bothered as they was getting out of Castelia. You go over there with all them guns and stuff, looking for a guy that had not done anything to you, and you had not had any issues with. Okay. He says, "No, we not cool. Just because you cool with someone, I'm cool with, dummy." Okay, so it seems to me that that is a subliminal at somebody. He said, "Niggas better walk on eggshells of water around me," type of S. Okay. Well, I mean, that would be supernatural if they could walk on water. And I don't think that nobody has been able to do that since Jesus. Okay. We haven't heard of that. Okay. Because remember the pastor who tricked his congregation like he could walk on water, and they went out, he went out there in the boat in the ocean in his ass, and when he got out there, uh, tricked his congregation like he could walk on water, and then his ass ain't been found no more because he went under. Okay. He says, snake the snake. That sounds like something Juke said. Juke said we put snakes on plates and eat great. the day before he had passed. And now we know Juke said that because, well, here's the thing. Number one, um, from my understanding, according to some of the people that, on social media, that said that they knew Juke. Supposedly he had been into it with some guys. Now this come from some vloggers that said that they knew Juke. He had been into it with some guys, and the guys had FaceTime him a couple times that week, saying that he was going to be unalived. I'll have to say allegedly, but then I was told that it could have had something to do with his lawyer telling him that he was getting ready to be indicted. Okay, and he said rather than, because he had a whole nother situation going on now where some dudes had been popping at him. Who that was, I don't know. I was told it was just some regular, some street stuff, because Juke was a street dude now. But I was kind of told that snakes on plate rather than face me, you rather snake me, had something to do with that indictment that was getting ready to drop. Okay, within a few days, from my understanding. Okay. He says, snake the snake. Okay. That's why you heard Dabney. They asked why he not here? Why was he not indicted? He said he was no longer alive. Okay. I was told that indictment was getting ready to drop. His lawyer had notified him that it was going to drop within a few days. Okay. That's the reason. That's the reasons that he was so upset. And it says, all you be as ninjas snakes. Hmm. Okay. Still F everybody. He says, besides all of that, God is good. Pray everyone have a good, awesome day. God bless. Now I was going to say, now Black Youngster know he wrong for that, but I be praying and cussing too. He from South Memphis like me. Okay. I don't know if this is we don't have to stop that. Okay. Um, but he said, all you ninja snakes. And it reminded me of what somebody told me the other day. And it has something to do with with that rope. Okay. My members gonna know. All right. So what's eating Black Youngster? Okay. Has something similar happened? Because now, it's been so unfortunate for Black Youngster. Okay, I'm talking about some of this stuff he's brought on himself, but like what happened to his brothers, he didn't bring that on himself. Okay, that should not have happened. Okay, so you're never, you're because see what happened to his brothers had nothing to do with anything as far as the Young Dolph situation or anything like that. I, you heard his brother's wife, okay, say that, okay, especially with Tammani. What happened to Tammani? That hurt me. I just could not. That was hurtful. The mere fact that this guy tried to go in Tammani's yard and steal his car, and Tammani just whooped his ass. He could have popped him. He could have laid him down, okay, permanently. But Tammani knew the guy from around the area, so he just whooped his ass and let the man live. And then you see the man at the store and wait till he turned his back, the gas station, and you do that to him after he spared you. Okay. Now they're saying that, unfortunate. I hate that, that the guy ended up somebody took him out. Okay. And it was clean. Whoever, because you don't hear them. As a matter, they didn't talk about it for months. The news got a hold of it some kind of way, but they was quietly investigating that for some reason. Okay. Um, according to the news, the guy he was out. They had lowered his charge all the way to manslaughter. That was clearly, it could have been first degree, because who's to say he didn't see Tammani at that gas station and decided because he was mad he was gonna go get his lick back or something. When Tammani fought that man fair and square, that dude was wrong to be trying to steal that man's car. And then you go and you kill him after he spared you. That right there was messed up. But that had nothing to do with this Young Dolph situation. It had everything to do, I believe, with that guy still being mad. I really kind of think it was first. It could have been first degree, but if nothing else, he should have got second. But they dropped it all the way down to manslaughter, and then he got a bond. The man was not a threat to that man, because if he was a threat to him, he'd have killed his ass when he was in came in his yard. Okay, violated him, trying to steal his car. Okay. So you'll never get me to say anything bad about Tammani, because what happened to Tammani never should have happened. Tammani was a good dude, took care of his family, son and stuff still scarred. Okay, because his daddy spent time with them, right? So, but what's eating Black Youngster? Okay, has something come up? I just wonder, because he never comes out. He never comes out and posts unless something is eating his grape. Mhm. Meaning something is bothering him, and he want for folks to know that he knows that there are some snakes out there, and he gonna snake. He's going to snake the snake. He don't want nobody calling him. Something that happened. He don't want to talk to nobody. Okay. So I wonder what's going on with Black Youngster. Is the spirit of Dolph lingering around? Okay, because I think I told y'all over a year ago, last year, I dreamed about that boy, and he said he was working. Okay, so he didn't do anything to them when he was alive, because he didn't really want no smoke with them people. That man was just making money. But in the spiritual, where he's way more powerful, he's working. Okay. And it's so weird. Y'all know how weird this is. When I told y'all about that dream I had about Dolph last year, Wade last year, and he was standing, he had his car parked in front of um I told y'all he had his car parked directly in front of City Hall's door, and it was pointed towards the federal building that I now work in. Isn't that something? I said it was pointed towards the federal building. That's where all the FBI cases and stuff go to. Okay, the federal prosecutors prosecutes up in there. Isn't that something? Golly, it's just, how prophetic is that? And so he told me, he said in my dream, he said, "Come here." I was walking away. He said, "Come here. Don't think because I haven't been down there with y'all that I don't want to be with y'all or something." He said, "But I've been working." He was standing in his car door. When I told y'all that last year, folks was sitting up talking about, that means you just too involved in the Dolph case. Eat the shit out of my ass, okay? Because I've always been very prophetic in dreams, okay? It runs in my family, all right? Um, But what do y'all think is going on with Black Youngster? I'm sure at the advice of his CEO and his publicist and his lawyer. Hey, sit your ass down. 5 o'clock in the morning, showing out. Um, and the advice of his lawyers, he's been told, really to stay off of social media. They won't let him do an interview. Now, I know they're big fans of the show. Okay. So they'll try to get him ready for an interview. Okay. Real soon. He needs to go ahead and let Vanessa do an interview. Okay, that's his cousin. All right. I mean, he probably would feel safer with her because anybody else gonna trick him up. Okay. And I don't think he's clever enough not to be tripped up. That's why they won't let him do an interview. He done put out black sheep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the way black sheep 1 through 100. Ain't did an interview or okay, nothing since 2021. Since after November of 2021, he has not done an interview. Okay. And I hate this with Black Youngster because the chickens have to come home to roost. Okay. And people, I've been saying what I've been saying that, I mean, we all been looking at the same um, medias, right? And the news media says, in the news media, we hear prosecutors say, um, that is an ongoing investigation. Now, we've heard the state prosecutors say that. We ain't heard the federal prosecutors say nothing because they don't give interviews. Okay. That's something they don't do. You don't see the cameras over at the federal building. There's way more shit go over there. But you don't see the cameras over there. So what's eating Black Youngster's grape? It would appear that something is going on. I don't know what's going on. I can't lie. I don't know. I don't know why he posted this. But he only posts when he's trying to put a message out. And I'll call him Black Youngster Great. So something is eating Black Youngster Great. Okay. Something is eating his grape. He says he's going to snake the snake. That's something. I'm just looking at the timing of how he's of him putting this message up. Okay, I'm just looking at the timing of it. Anyways, I guess we shall see, right? Black Youngster got himself involved in something that had nothing to do with him. Black Youngster, as I said before, okay, Black Youngster had um, a playful personality where even if people, people could take his rap or leave it, but he had such a goofy, playful personality. I remember he was at the Breakfast Club when Gotti was running with him when he was trying to, seduce him into getting that Young Dolph, right? Um, he was he had Angela Yee and them just laughing out loud. He could have been in movies. That ain't that's that he could go be in a movie, but even now, but I think that spirit, that darkness came up over him when they did what they did to Young Dolph. His eyes even changed. Okay, his eyes are even red like the devil. Those spirits travel. when you conjure up those spirits, when you are involved in slaughtering somebody, participating, them spirits hunt you and they will devour you, right? That youngster needs to go get baptized. Okay. But even in being baptized, because he can do that in jail, okay, he's still gonna have to pay retribution for his part in this. Okay. And I got a feeling that it won't be long. Everybody get their turn. Okay. Everybody has to go before God and pay for their sins and their crimes. You reap what you sow. Okay. Well, he could have been in movies. He could have, um, been in some of these, comedies. He was funny enough to do that. Instead, unfortunately, he wasn't strong enough not to be misguided. Because if it's true what everybody else says on the street, then he was signed to participate. Now it seemed like to me they did. They tried to take Young Dolph out. They did. They just failed at it. Okay, for a couple times, and they end up getting another crew to do it. So what's eating black youngsters grape? Has is something come up? Is something going on? Okay. Is something going on? I don't know. I don't know if something is going on or not. I guess we gonna see. I guess we're gonna see if something is going on. If I had to guess, I'd say it probably is. It was never really a resolve from my understand from my understanding. There hasn't been a resolve as it relates to that white Mercedes. Okay. I wonder if something's going on with that. I get to wondering. I don't know. Anyways, you guys, I just want to know what's eating black youngsters great. Okay. Or not black youngsters grape. What's eating black youngster grape? Because Gilbert last name was great. What's eating Gilbert's grape? Eating means bothering. What's eating black youngster grape? Okay. I don't know. Hey, I really hate these young men got themselves involved in this. This is something that they did not have to do. And then eh, black youngster, I don't think he knows when to stop. I have not heard this. I haven't. Only on YouTube. Okay. But we've heard people on YouTube speculating about him being involved in some more stuff. Okay. So I don't know. One thing we do know is that people tell. When they get hemmed up, they tell. We do know that. So it's gonna be interesting. I don't know. I think for me, I just have to sit back and watch and see. Because I don't know if nothing is going on. It just seems strange. We understand how these folks move. They scared to talk on the phone, so when they want to throw out subliminals, and him putting this out is not a crime. This is how they communicate with people because they're paranoid to talk on the phone, child. They should have been paranoid when right after they killed Young Dolph, hell. But they were still talking on the phone. I think they caught on later that talking on the phone was not conducive to them. So now I don't think they like talking on the phone. have to use their social medias to put up subliminals. A bunch of damn fools. That's all I can say. Anyways, you guys, that's what I wanted to talk about. What's eating black youngsters? What's eating black youngster great? Okay. And see, I have to think about, when folks start talking about grape, I forgot that that's gang stuff too. I ain't talking about no damn gang. Y'all remember the song Gilbert's Grape? Because I don't know nothing about no grape gangs. Okay. I don't know nothing about that. So I guess I shouldn't have used that. What's eating black youngster? I don't know grape. These folks crazy as hell. You know what I mean? People are really, it's going to have to be a renewal of the mind with these young men. And they're going to have to drop these rags that they be representing as far as these gangs and stuff. Because when I was growing up, they didn't have, I never heard nobody say nothing about no grapes. Okay. You can't even wear purple. You can't even now. They got. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be having a gang after a while. They wear pink, and that's when it's all gonna go downhill. Okay, Pink Street gangs. Woo, Lord have mercy. Anyways, you guys, I guess that bears watching. I guess that bears watching because Black Youngster don't post a lot. So we'll see what's eating him. What's going on with that? Okay. Because he said they're gonna snake the snake. So is he telling the person that they're gonna get him? That's something. So just say we put snakes on plates and eat great. Mm, yes, indeed. Anyways, you guys, I want you guys to please like, share, and subscribe. If you would like to support the channel, you could definitely support the channel via Cash App.